Alright, so as y'all can tell, we are now in the garage. Man, oh man, it has been a year since I've done any sort of video with this bike right here. But the reason that being is because, one, I just wasn't on it. I was really focused on hurrying up and getting Project SB finished. This thing wasn't painted yet, just got done test driving it. That was around November. And that was also the same time we pushed majority of these bikes into the backyard. But before we pushed the bikes in the backyard, we were trying to charge this, and when it was plugged in, it would show that it would be fully charged until you unplug it and its power instantly goes out. Now, it has been in the yard just sitting there getting dirty for a long time, so maybe this time it'll be a little different. Let's find out, because right here we have the charger. It's already plugged in. I don't even know if this charger works. It's not, there's no light to this charger. There we go. Charger's on. It's showing green. See if it turns on. Yep. Turns on. So after months, and I mean several months of sitting in the backyard and a lot of rain, because the bike covers we got were just terrible. They just ripped apart and flew away. It still has power, still works. But as expected, since I unplugged this, gone. It just one day did that and just never worked. So let's take this cover off. This fix might not be as bad as I may think it is. I honestly think this fix is not gonna be too bad, because a dead battery, at least from my knowledge, a dead battery would not just act like that. For all we know, it could be a cable problem. So we're gonna take this whole cover off, look inside this thing, and see what's going on. Alright, so after finally getting that lid off, I tried to check maybe the charging wires are loose, because somebody I watched, they said the charging wires was loose and that's why it wasn't charging. I tried to check if there was any unplugged wires. I tried to check as much as possible because I didn't think that the battery would just die like that. So I didn't know the battery had a fuse on it, so I tried to check the fuse. The fuse looked fine. And then started thinking about, okay, maybe it's the controller, maybe the controller died, but I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to plug up to the controller, which I end up later on getting an idea of how I could test the controller. But the problem was, I ended up testing this battery's voltage, and I don't know, it wasn't looking too good. Jeez. 11 goddamn volts. Yeah, 11. That seems not very normal. Now, for all the people who don't know these extra details and just trying to figure out what's wrong with your scooter specifically, this is a 60 volt battery. So fully charged, it should be at 67 volts. And fully discharged should be around 48, 50 volts. For this battery to be as low as 11 volts, these are some dead ass cells. And to charge a battery while it's that low, that could be very dangerous. Alright, well, what we're gonna do is, if we zoom out here, I got the power supplier back there, so we're gonna take this little thing I got here. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take this positive side right here, clip it on there, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cover this up with some electrical tape just in case these touch. Don't need anything ridiculous. We're gonna plug Shazam, same thing. And then we're gonna plug up to the battery. If I did that correctly, which I'm pretty sure I did, we're gonna start charging this joint. This doesn't seem like it's applying any amps. Okay, so after just literally probably 5-10 minutes, I realized that this is absolutely not charging. I even have these two plugged into directly to here. No charge at all. The fuse doesn't look blown, so there's a possibility that this battery just literally flatlined. Alright, so now my next couple of ideas is to pull this battery out and see if the controller in the scooter still works. The only problem I'm having is I don't know how low this controller can go in voltage, whether that's 48 volts or as high as 72. But I'm thinking maybe there's a possibility that because the 48 volt battery will charge all the way up to 54 and 60 volt batteries usually die around 48 volts. At least that's what I think. Maybe the 54 volts will show as a 60 volt battery that's just low. So let's get this old dusty battery out right here. Let's get the 48 volt battery in now that it's fully charged, and let's see what happens. We're gonna see if this thing turns on. I'm gonna see if it has some throw. I'm scared of the sparking. There goes the spark. 60 volt battery had no spark. That was one thing about it. Unless your battery has specific plugs that cancel the spark. If your battery has no spark, it's not giving out power. Alright, key's already in. See what happens. Voila. It's gonna act like it's low on battery, and that's exactly what it's doing. Just goddamn fly in here. Okay, I'm gonna try my fucking hardest not to whiskey through all of this. I heard the motor. So, there goes the Mototec after 3 years. Well, mainly about a year and a half-ish, I guess, because this started happening, if I'm correct, in November, when once again I was getting ready to paint that bike after test riding it. Alright, well now I think it's about time we open this battery up to see if we can check this thing's voltage without going through the BMS, to maybe see if the BMS died. If so, that would be much cheaper than having to get or build a whole new battery. See if we're reading the same voltage. Oh boy. Okay, so if I can keep this thing from falling down, so I do it this way where bam, negative here, and then we count here. As you can see, each joint is pretty much showing 2 volts out of this whole square pack. Okay, so I'm checking the volts of the actual proper side, which is where the positive, negative is, and just about the same result. So now I'm seeing the 12 volts that the charger, the charge cable's seeing. So yeah, I just doing it from the wrong side, which is why I'm only seeing 9 volts. But regardless, this battery is pretty fucking dead. Alright y'all, well that has been the update of the Mototec 18 amp hour 60 volt fat tire scooter. Apparently this thing needs a new battery, and I don't know, maybe it just ran through its cycles and just died. I would think that it would have some shorter range after a while, but I think something might have happened. I don't know what it could have been, but something might have happened to cause this battery to just die, because I don't know, I didn't expect the battery just to be dead like that. But the battery's dead, everything else works. So when's the next time this thing's gonna get fixed up? To be honest, I have no clue. A lot of people I notice in the comments don't know this. This is not my scooter, this is my mom's scooter. So pretty much what I'm trying to say is, now that the battery's dead, one of the most expensive items in the scooter is dead and it needs to be replaced, and my mom to be the one to do that, I have no clue to when this thing's gonna get fixed. First of all, right now the money is an issue, and my mom is extremely busy. Honestly, she doesn't even think about the scooter. The only time she thinks about the scooter is when the weather's good and we used to sit out in front, chill, talk, and then she might get on it. Or when I mention a project I got coming up and it reminds her that, oh snap, my scooter's messed up. That's really it. She doesn't really think about the scooter like that. So yeah, I really don't know when this thing's gonna get fixed, if it ever gets fixed up, battery gets replaced. I'll probably be better off later on in the future getting some extra money and just paying for the battery myself, because if it's up to my mom, it'll more likely not happen for a long ass time, if ever. And I can't even do that right away because I'm in the middle of building a project, and then after my project, I gotta get some more money to upgrade one of my bikes and fix for my first project. So I can't even do that right away. So once again, it'll be probably a very long time until this thing gets fixed up, which sucks because I really enjoyed the scooter. I'm sure y'all really enjoyed the scooter, and the most expensive thing in the scooter just had to die. But that's that, and that's the update. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Check out the rest of my videos. I got other e-bikes, fast e-bikes. It has been And don't be shy to stop by Friday, because if you've seen the video with Angel's first appearance on his Harley Sportster 883, seeing if my electric barber could keep up, and then we had our little race. If you enjoyed that, if you didn't see the video, go ahead and watch it. But if you did see it and you enjoyed that video, well, Angel came through with a new bike. And I'm not gonna tell y'all what that bike is, but it was a fast one. And of course, we had to race. So go ahead and stay tuned for more. And I'm out. Peace.